Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Try with me. Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la. La 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la. La la la, ya 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 la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la. Right, beginning. Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la la. Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, ya la la. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom at home as well. Martin Buber wrote, "Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole so I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace." So we breathe in his words, the music that helps us transition from weekday to Shabbat, to the sacred, as we turn to our candle lighting on page 121. Page 121, we'll invite you, please, to join us as we share these words in the English. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. And please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We'll continue now as we turn to page 123, and it's our custom to rise in body or in spirit for Kiddush, sanctifying the sweetness and the holiness of this day. Page 123. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav Shabbat Shabbat Ratzani Lolo Zikaru leMaaseh Bereshit Ki hu Yom Tehila leMikra'e Kodesh Zecher leTziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta mikol Shabbat Batshacha Be'ahava u'ratzon Imhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. Please be seated. Please be seated. We say, may this space be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love and all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May it be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to our young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this place be for all who enter the opening to a richer and more meaningful life. Let us offer thanks, O God, to God for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love, we offer our thanks and blessing, O God. We'll turn to page 140 for the singing of Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat.
So remember the opening Nigun? This is the melody we'll use for Mizmor Shir. Ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya ya la la ya la la ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya ya la la ya la la Mizmor Shir liyom HaShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai Mizmor Shir liyom HaShabbat tov lehodot l'Adonai Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Uzamer l'shimcha לחגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. Together, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני.
Last week, we spoke a little bit about the ministering angels, the two who accompany us home from Shabbat. So we will recall those, we'll welcome them back in and invite their accompaniment as we continue on with Shalom Aleichem on page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchoni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedkem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We'll continue now with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה.
Amen.
לומר יברך ירתי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכנו וימיכנו וחיי דרו בית ישראל. בגאווה בגאווה ובזמן קריב יאמרו.
Amen.
יש מרבה מבורך לעולם עולם מהרמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרמה ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו
Amen. We'll rise now in body or in spirit for our call to worship the Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'divaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, u'bitfuna meshane itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et ha'kochavim b'mishmaroteim b'rakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, Umavdil ben yom uven laila Adonai tzevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam b'Yisrael. Ki hem hayenu כבוד מלכותו לעולם.
And please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובחלומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We'll pray responsively on page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
May high heavens declare your glory, may earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Instructed by children.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Continue to work for the day when the nations Baruch atah Adonai Elohei Yisrael.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts. that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We'll continue now with the singing of Vishamru on page 162.
Vishamru Israel et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Bedoratam Meridonam Beni Uvein Bnei Israel Oti Leolam Leolam Kishet Yamim Asar Adonai Et HaShamayim Ve'et Haaretz Bayam Hashvi'i Shabbat Vayinachash.
We are approaching the tefillah, and actually approaching is the right word. You, either in your own practice or perhaps you've seen other people, the custom traditionally is when we rise for the tefillah to take 3 small steps back and then 3 steps forward, as if we are notating, that we are marking, that we are entering into the presence of holiness, into royalty. That is why we do that. There are some who have adapted that to demarcate from the week that was into the holiness of Shabbat. 3 for us is always a good number. We know, right, where we're coming up to that in the high holy days. We come up to it in many places. So I'll invite you to either literally or in your heart, find some way to enter into, with your full self, enter into the tefillah, which begins on page 164. In body or in spirit, we rise.
Adonai sevatai tiftach ufi agidei latecha. Adonai, open up my lips, let my mouth declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah,
Ha'el
Haggadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher v'se'avot v'imachot, Mevi Gila Livnei B'nehem, L'man Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Haozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Elam Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol atah Rav leHoshia, Morid atah, Mechakeh Chaim b'Chesed, Mechayeh Hakol b'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Nopim v'Rofeh Haolim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Avar, Michamo Abal Geburot, Umidomela, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Adayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh, B'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kedoshim B'chol Yom Yehalelucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency, make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror
the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shakas Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Ratzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel, u'tehila ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha, Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha v'yira na'avod. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha lachana elehodot.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atam melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atam melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim leolam. V'tom b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim leolam. seem the whole life.
We are taught that we must seek peace and pursue it. We must seek peace in our own place and pursue it in every other place. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael bashalom. We'll take a few moments now in silence, in prayer, in meditation.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable unto you, be acceptable unto you, my God and my Redeemer.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you. The words of our heart, the prayers of our heart in English, in Hebrew, silently, however they come, we direct those now to those in our circles who are in need, whose bodies are aching, whose spirits are aching. As we turn to page 371 and pray, Mishaberach Avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech et hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and give strength and healing to those who are struggling. We're holding in our prayers Shana Esther bat Ruchel, Sarah bat Abraham v'Sarah, Alan Skirker, Laura Braun, Stephen Brent, Renee Feingold, Irving Manis, Gabriel Berger, Brian Mansfield, Michael Shartok, Miriam Nemitz, Casey Zachman, Ali Goldsmith, Barbara Petro, Valerie Brownstein, Liz Steinberg, Stephen Breiger, Carol Breiger, Claire Cowing, Linda Champion, Allison Rohr Sekeli, Sarah Postelnik, Stanley Niskoda, Gwen Tucker, Dennis Linsner, Yoka Adar Stam, Jamie Rosenzweig, Robin Trimble, Jean Harris, Shayna Pies, Gary Mazinski, Leslie Whitney, Yosef Ben Miriam, Fran Schoenfeld, Ian Leonard, Margot Cohn, Oliver Scott, Raymond Condon, Jen Palma, Nancy Zawacki, Michael Gamilla, Ina Stanko, Lawrence Post, Lynn Scharfman, and Ben Mordechai. If there are others whom you would add to this list or names that are better spoken aloud by you, please, as I look your way, would you share those names aloud with us? And joining us from home,
Gordon Webster.
may the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for wherever possible health to be restored and strength revived. May God send renewal of body and renewal of spirit as we join together in saying, Amen.
May the source of strength, who blessed ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Let's all say need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I know you're ready for the High Holy Days, right? And you're ready for the High Holy Days. I am for sure getting there. I am for sure getting there. And thought that, in the next several days, both between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we hear and absorb so many words. And there are so many things that come at us in the most beautiful of ways. There's music, and there's pageantry, and there are prayers, and there are people, and there's Torah reading and Haftarah reading, and there's thoughtful interchange between people in your spaces before, whether on Zoom or in the lobby ahead of time, before we get there. There's so much stimulation when we get to the High Holy Days. That I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to do some interactive learning here in the sanctuary. I hope you'll join us from online as well. Jamie, who is our board creator tonight, thank you in advance. We'll be passing around a text. You should have it on your screen share as well at home. It is entitled Writing on the Wall, not encouraged or allowed at Temple, by the way, we should point out. And you'll see at the top of the page, it says, as it comes to, check the boxes of the quotations that resonate with you. These are all quotations, far too many for us to chew on in one evening, but these are all quotations for the High Holy Days. So I'm going to invite some intentional silence while people read through them. And in your mind's eye, in the little box beside, please star 3. At least 3 that resonate with you. And then beginning at home, we're going to have the microphone open at home for you, please, for someone at home to share with us one of the quotations that resonates, that speaks to you, and give us a sentence or two about why. We know you're there at home. Unless people are very hungry and they just want to get to the oneg. Could that be it? Okay, we're going to let you warm up at home, and we're going to invite you in the sanctuary. Anybody have a quote that speaks first to them, that has caught their attention? Yeah, Shoshana's we're here down in front. And we're going to have the microphone so you at home can hear you, and then we're looking forward to hearing you as well. Tell us about where you are on the page, okay?
About 2/3 of the way down. Keep two truths in your pocket and take them out according to the need of the moment. Let one be, for my sake was the world created, and the other, I am dust and ashes.
And tell us a little bit about why you chose that one.
Because these are both very important things to have in life, but you need to strike a balance between them. Too much overconfidence and hubris, and you will be cruel to people around you. You will dismiss the suffering of others as, perhaps something they could have avoided if only they were better people somehow. But too much humility, and you will cause your own suffering, and by extension, the suffering of those who love you because of your own suffering. So you have to balance both of them.
And the sages go beautiful. The sages go on to say, you need to know when it's appropriate to pull one out or the other, when one is needed or the other. And some actually use this as a practice, an actual practice, where they write on a slip of paper each of those two statements, and they tuck one in each pocket and actually carry them. And whether or not they remove them, they are aware, and it gives a sense of balance and intention with the choices that we make. Yes, thank you. Thank you. What else here in the sanctuary? What else are you thinking? Ed, please.
Who is truly, about 5 or 6 down, who is truly repentant? The one who has the opportunity to commit the same sin once and once again, but refrains from committing it. I guess it's easy to just say you're sorry, but if you're truly sorry, then it's something that you won't do again.
The hallmark, in fact, that's what we are taught, right? And if you are faced with the same situation again in the future, would you choose otherwise? Right? That is what, when we talk about Teshuvah, right? All of our holy days coming up, that is exactly it, right? So easy to read it, right? So easy to read it. A challenge to live it, right? Right. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca.
So I'm about 4 up from the bottom. We sin against you when we sin against ourselves. For our failures of love, O God, we ask forgiveness. It seems like so many of the sins that we enumerate in the Al-Khair, we have done wrong, we have lied, it seems like all of those are failures of love in some way. Either we don't love ourselves, we don't love our neighbors, we don't love the world. So that's, I guess the Beatles really did have it right. All you need is love.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. While we're waiting, I don't know if we have, just 1 second, Lauren, do we have anybody at home who we're hearing? Just to unmute yourselves at home if you want to share something. And if for some reason you aren't being heard, I wonder if you could let us know by way of chat as well. And in the meantime, we'll have Lauren go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm a number 4. No, sorry. I'm number 3. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a growing from stage to stage. My wife, Katrina, always says, we're in a marathon and not a sprint. And I think it's really important to think about what you're doing now and not think about beginning and death, but about what we need to do from day to day for Tikkun Olam and to fulfill what we need to do to be whole. I think that's important.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Lovely, right? Ongoing and steady and continuous as best we can. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Marlene.
Days are like scrolls, write on them only what you want remembered. My brother told me, don't write an email that you're going to be sorry about later.
Right.
But for me, we do things and they exist. We don't really have an eraser, even if we say I'm sorry. And so when we do things, in some way, they're permanent on some level. And so we might really think about things that we say and do before we say or do them.
It is the message that so many of us give to our kids in terms of social media, right? That once it's out there, right? And as adults, right, we have the same things with which to wrestle. Once it's in print, once it's out of your mouth, it can't be, it's the feathers story, right? That we hear every year at Yom Kippur in one way, shape, or form, right? You can't gather those feathers, right? When you shake out that pillowcase, you can't gather all those feathers back in, all those words that you've spoken back in. Whether you know the story or not, you get the gist of the metaphor, right? Once they're out there, and they're going to do something. It does, however, give us an opportunity to repair the harm that we have done. Right? That is our place for growth. Our tradition is clear about saying, yes, we make mistakes, and yes, we hurt people unintentionally and intentionally. You can't unsee it. You can't backspace, right? But how do we take a hold of that opportunity to be a part of the repair of the damage that we have done is what this season is so very much about, right? How are we doing with people at home? Do we have any who would like to speak?
Yes, it's Judy. I like the first one, be like the disciples of Aaron, making peace and pursuing justice, loving our fellow humans and bringing them closer to Torah. I kind of stretched it a bit and made it more into Tikkun Olam, which is repairing the world, but it's also pursuing justice, loving our fellow humans and making peace. And that really resonates with me.
Thank you. Amen. Anybody else from joining us online? And here in the sanctuary, anybody else at all that, yes, please, Martin.
Number 2, where is God? Wherever you let God in. And I think it says, first, you have to have intention and open the door. And second, you need to stand aside and let God in and put yourself aside. And then perhaps like Jacob, you have the possibility of realizing that God is in this place, but you did not know it.
Beautiful. Jamie, yes.
Among the many wonderful lines, I like the second to the bottom. When we enter the world, our hands are clenched as though to say, the whole world is mine, I shall inherit it. But when we leave, our hands are spread open as though to say, I have taken nothing from the world. As we are born and come into the world, nothing but need and id and self, and a self looking to realize itself. And this resonates with me that, we seek to survive, make ourselves, and make a mark on the world. But hopefully, as we age and grow wise and realize that most meaningful life to live is one to perhaps leave no mark on the world, but some positive, leaving something positive behind.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. Any last words from online or here in the sanctuary? Well, thank you. Thank you. Hold on to these quotes or leave them at the back when you leave. Feel free to take a screenshot of these. When I found them, I thought they speak volumes. They teach so very much. And I can imagine reading them well after the High Holy Days as well for their resonance and their reach. In a way, right when the High Holy Day liturgy is right in front of us and all around us, it is so intense and has the potential to be so transformative, transforming. And it is often the times after that, the ripples that we need after that and the reminders. So feel free to hold on to these texts provided to us from what is now the Union for Reformed Judaism. And thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to think more deeply. Let's continue now as we turn to our concluding prayers, the Elenu on page 586, for which we'll invite you to rise. Page 598 as we continue. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. During this period of Shloshim, we are mourning the loss of Stephen Wofsy, Barbara Bayer, mother of Eric Bayer. Sorry, Stephen is the brother-in-law of Nancy. Barbara Bayer, the mother of Eric Bayer. Marjorie Stearns, mother of Richard Stearns. Robert Zand, husband of Charlene Zand and father of Martin Zand. And Irving Breitbart, loved one of Lori Diggory and family, together with Samuel Kaplan, father of Janice Dates. This Shabbat marks a yahrzeit and anniversary of passing for Saul Ahato, Molly Barnett, Allison A. Barr, Judy Barrett, Joan Baxter, Irving Berlowitz, Ruthie Bershad, Aaron Buckman, Robert Drexler, Elsa Fenster, Bernice Finver, Jenny Francis, Irving Glassner, Sophie Gorfine, Carl Gottschalk, Douglas Herrick, Sarah Herdefeld, Hannah Jarvis, Donald Johnson, Jacob Lazier, Ruth Lewis, Stephen Moss, Ruth Marcus, Ida Markovitz, Meta Nussbaum, Ralph Pincus, Bernard Resch, Rose, Shirley Rosenbaum, Lillian Gordon Schifrin, Phyllis Seidman, David Silver, Morris Tabb, Lawrence Wagner, Irving Wine, and Sydney Yarmel. If there are names that you would add to either list or names that are better spoken aloud by you or those that you're holding in your heart, please share them as I look your way. And from home. We say Zichronam Livracha, may each of their memories be for a blessing as we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yid Kadal, Vid Kadash, Shmei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Yerutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon u'vyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach leolam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all who mourn, to all Israel, as we join together in saying, Amen. Amen. Please be seated. Please be seated. Our thanks to Jamie Spiller for being our board greeter this evening, and to each of you for your thoughtful additions to our study tonight as well. That is how we lift up Shabbat, by being engaged with one another over study as well as with prayer. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study here in person at 9:15, followed by Shabbat morning services at 10:30. No school for all of you who are planning on coming. I'm looking in the sanctuary. Don't come to school on Sunday morning. We will not be here. We will be getting ready for Erev Rosh Hashanah services at the JCC at 8 p.m. Our offices of course closed on Monday and Tuesday for Rosh Hashanah. Services Erev Rosh Hashanah Sunday night and Monday morning are both at the JCC. So too is Tashlich on Monday at the JCC at 4 p.m. along the canal on the preschool side. We hope that you will join us there. Second day Rosh Hashanah services, as always, here at Temple Sinai at 10 a.m. And then please mark your calendars for Wednesday, September 28th, the day after second day, when the Women's Chavara will be having their book discussion with Nina Allender, a suffrage cartoonist book discussion. Should be fascinating, And then we start again, Erev Shabbat services at 6 p.m. Rabbi Katz will be our darshan that night. He'll be speaking, and we'll all be here for the Shabbat in between, for Shabbat Shuvah in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And Saturday morning, we have Torah study at 9:15, and then we have services where we've got all of the wonderful Torah readers during Shabbat Shuvah who will be chanting Torah, who are part of the Torah Chanting Club. We're excited about that. That is a week from tomorrow on Saturday morning. Yom Kippur, mark your calendars if you don't have your tickets yet. I hope you do, for Kol Nidre services on October 4th, 8 p.m. at the JCC, and then all day different offerings on October 5th. Everything for Yom Kippur takes place at the JCC. And then finally, perhaps you have already received the announcement from the Brighton food cupboard, but they are finding as inflation and prices are rising, so too is the need for food insecurity here in the suburbs, in the city, in all places is growing at an alarming rate, and they are short on supplies. So please, please, please do what you can to, they are an urgent need for donations. However you can best support their endeavors with canned goods, with non-perishables, with a donation, whatever you can do, they especially need. I don't usually list these, but I want to tell you so that you know: peanut butter, canned vegetables, fruit and soup, diapers, wipes, formula and baby food, and hygiene products. That is what they have a special need for. And if you can't make it to the Brighton food cupboard, I would imagine every food pantry right now that is in our area is in need. And please do what you can to help. And then last, Temple Sinai, our trip to Israel. We're so excited and hope that you will join us. There's still time to sign up, February 26th to March 8th. And there's lots of information on the website, and we hope that you will join us. Any announcements or any celebrations, any joys that we should know about from where you are? Okay, then come, we will make motzi together. Amen. And Adon Olam can be found on page 625, our closing song.
Adon Olam asher b'terem kol yitzir nivra et
We wish you a Shabbat Shalom, a good and a healthy week ahead. We'll look forward to seeing you online. We'll look forward to seeing you in person for the High Holy Days. Shabbat Shalom. Please join us in the social hall. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.